to another episode of the Barn Session Podcast. My name is Sammy Coakley. I'm joined here by my two brothers, Ryan and Reese. Gentlemen, dual season is here, and I got to ask, how are we feeling about it?
I love dual season. A lot of good
Yeah?
matchups. A lot of good matchups that that have a higher chance of happening rather than tournament season where, you never know what's going to happen at a tournament.
Yeah, you saying that is making me think of some sort of thought that I had about why we get better matchups at duels versus tournaments. And it has something to do with wrestling multiple matches in one day versus not, or something like that.
I'm not going to lie to you. I was talking to Dad about this last night. We were discussing kind of this area or whatever, but he was talking about, he's like, Penn State, they don't go to a lot of tournaments anymore. They're mostly duels and all this other stuff, and you see a lot of teams kind of doing the same, not doing so many tournaments and being more dual focused. And Dad's always been kind of the you got to get tournaments in because the last meet of the year is a tournament. Like you got to be ready to wrestle multiple matches in one day. But I broke it down for him like this. I'm like, dude, the NCAA tournament is like a duel for some of these kids. Like you're only wrestling one. If you win out, you wrestle one match per session.
Right.
It's very similar to a duel.
Unless you're a heralded pigtail national champion.
Yeah, unless you're Pat McKee, backside Pat.
Right.
You're wrestling. You're not wrestling. But even then, you're only wrestling two matches in one session.
Yeah. And
you're not wrestling 3-4 matches.
There's some merit to that, but also like if during the dual season you're wrestling 2 matches a week, probably maybe 3. Right? You weigh in on Friday, you wrestle. You weigh in on Saturday or Sunday, you wrestle. That's it.
I think that's, but right. That to me, I mean, that's what my point was like. That's very similar to kind of how the NCAA tournament is set up.
Yeah,
similar.
It's probably. I mean, you're probably right. A weekend of like 3 duels is probably closer to what your system is like as compared to a nice drink, Ryan. As compared to what it's like wrestling at the CKLV or Midlands or something like that.
What do you think, Reese? No comment.
Could you repeat the question?
Reese has not been paying attention.
He's out. He's spaced out. He's like, let's get this over with.
I was looking at the duels. I was looking at the duel results.
We were talking about, the preparation for the NCAA tournament, or why teams aren't doing so many duel or tournaments anymore versus duels, and how the NCAA tournament is kind of set up. And like if you went out in the NCAA tournament, you're only wrestling one match a session, right? So it's kind of set up like a dual tournament.
So what was the question?
How do you feel about that? I mean, what's your thoughts?
What do you
on
think?
All of that?
Where are you at?
Yeah, where are you at with that? How do you feel about teams? Teams, we have teams prepping, or we have not prepping. Excuse me. We have teams, getting away from tournaments and going more towards duels, like Penn State. Penn State has gotten away from going to so many tournaments. They do more duels than they do anything. And they wrestle the best. And you see other teams kind of mimicking that. Is that because that's how the NCAA tournament is set up?
I don't know. I like tournaments. I'm disappointed that Penn State doesn't do more tournaments, especially like the major. Like, I'm disappointed that Penn State's not at Southern Scuffle. I'm disappointed that Iowa's not at Midlands.
Well, they have their own tournament now.
Yeah, and that sucks.
It's still disappointing that they were at Midlands for X amount of years, and now they're not there anymore.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's a little more political. The Iowa going away from Midlands is probably a little more political than Penn State deciding not to go to Southern Scuffle anymore.
I wonder. Right. I wonder if the Penn State move is something that's backed by data or something like that. Because
Probably.
They're data intensive.
Cal Sanderson's the smartest coach in America, probably the world.
Yeah.
He's
I
probably
was
got
also
research.
what was I just thinking about? I had a thought. Oh, Penn State. Yeah, it's dude. The brain is scattered. It's it's shattered. It's all over the floor. I'm picking the pieces up. Um, Penn State is probably in a position where like you can do that. You can afford to not really wrestle a whole lot of tournaments, meaning you can't wrestle. You don't have to wrestle a whole lot of matches, but you still get high level competition because you're in the Big Ten conference. If you're Ryder, you probably can't do that unless you go out and you seek out of conference duels. And a lot of teams are going to be like, well, why would I do that? What does this do? What is this? What am I getting out of it?
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's where I'm at with it.
Tough.
Yeah. Before we get to the duels that we saw this weekend, because I mean there were lots of duels, lots of great matchups, lots of things centered around the duels. Like I mean, it's a crazy attendance record that Oregon State just set. That was crazy. But before we get to that, I want to discuss something that I've seen a lot of conversation about on Twitter and social media. And what I don't understand, and for the context, Baylor Fernandez for Northern Colorado has repeatedly done created positions and hit moves in positions against his opponents that injured them and gotten kicked out of matches. And a lot of people, because of this fact, are pointing the finger at they're not completely neglecting the responsibility or the burden that Baylor Fernandez has to keep his emotions in check and not hurt people. But a lot of people are like, Troy Nickerson, you're enabling this. You're a coward. Like, what are you doing, allowing this kind of thing to happen? And I'm thinking to myself, you only have so much control after you put your wrestler out there on the mat, right? So you have to think about that. What do you see in the practice room? What do you see behaviorally for everything outside of those 7 minutes that you put, where you put your wrestler out there on the mat? And I also think about the fact that if I'm a coach, and Ryan, maybe you can give me a little bit more insight to this. I like to think that I have the capability and the possibility to make an impact on my athletes and to put them in a more positive mindset and a more positive, just action in general, right? And so if I'm Troy Nickerson, I'm not just going to see my kid hurt somebody and say, all right, immediately you're done, right? It's okay. That was bad. We need to correct that behavior. What's our action plan, right?
Yes.
And if you do that and things are good for so long and then they go back to bad, it's like, okay, well, now I really need to be, I need to be careful, right? Because, I'm bearing responsibility at this point.
Yes.
And okay, if you look at, some of the things that people have said, this is a little bit of a tangent, but I mean, the Northern Colorado put up their on their social media, the rankings that they had for their athletes, that their athletes were ranked. Baylor Fernandez was ranked because he had beaten a couple of ranked guys or one ranked person at Southern Scuffle. And then people were quote tweeting it and they're like,
yeah, I saw that.
I see a certain person on here who shouldn't even be on a team. And it's like, dude, do any of you understand how things work between administration and social media management and an actual team, and how that guy probably there's a good chance that they have no clue what's going on right now. They're just doing their job.
That's what I was going to say is like, here's the deal.
Right.
We are only seeing what's happening out in competition. We have no idea what's going on in that room. Okay.
No clue.
So for all we know, Baylor could be making significant improvements to his attitude and behavior and all that stuff in
right
in the room. So that's what Troy's seeing. Troy's seeing improvement. He's ready to take the gamble. Coach Nickerson's ready to take the gamble and put him out there in competition. And then he's, all right, so you're doing good here. All right, you're doing good here. You're not, no slip ups. But here's the deal. and this is probably the right thing to do. You put him on thin ice, and just because he's doing better doesn't mean you thicken the ice. You keep him
Right.
on thin ice. You
Yeah.
know, and I mean, and you just have to remind him, like, yeah, you're doing good, but don't forget, like, you're still on thin. One more screw up, and
Right.
I can't save you. No matter how good you do now, I can't save you.
Right. It's a 3 strikes and you're out thing, and no matter how many foul balls you hit, you're still at 2 strikes. One
Yeah,
more and it's over.
yeah.
Yeah. I
Who
don't
kicked
know.
him off the
That's
team?
I don't know.
I
I don't know if it came from Troy, if it came from the AD, the president of UNCO. I have no clue. No clue.
I
Who said he could not wrestle for Northern Colorado anymore?
I think it was Troy, but I can't confirm that.
If I had
Um.
if I had to guess, it came down to the chain of
Yeah.
command, right? And
Right.
then
Right. The AD,
Troy had to be bad cop. That's
right.
normally
And
how it goes.
yeah. And maybe the AD was like, "Look, this is my like I can't. I'm not in a position yet to force your hand, right? But this is my like my strong advisement. Like the reward, the payoff is not worth the risk. Not even anywhere
I think,
close,
and
especially at this point.
I think after the scuffle deal, and I mean, after the scuffle deal, like that probably the AD was probably like, I have to force your hand now.
Yeah,
Sorry, dude.
probably. Yeah, that's just what I wanted to get on about because I don't think Troy Nickerson's a bad coach, and I don't think he's putting Baylor Fernandez out there with the anticipation that he's like, there's a 40% chance that the other guy's going to get hurt, and I'm okay with that. I don't think that that's the expectation. I don't think that that's what's going on.
I hope I hope Baylor figures it out. I hope he finds the help that he needs or whatever, seeks out whatever he needs to seek out, lands at a Division 2, 3 NAI, lands somewhere else, finishes out because he's got eligibility left,
Does he?
and I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe not.
I don't. I
But maybe he will.
think.
They give out eligibility like it's candy these days.
Oh, he's a junior this year,
So
so
yeah, so he could have one more year eligibility. Let's say he corrects himself and lands at who cares? Fort Hays State, St. Cloud, it could
Grandview.
land at a Division 2, Grandview. Could land at a nice NAIA life, or
Yeah,
who knows? JUCO's out of the question for him, but
yeah,
that's probably where he needed to go. Should have came
probably.
to us. Should have came to Iowa Central. We would have,
Straighten that out.
straightened that out.
Give him the backhand. Made him kiss the ring.
Kiss the ring. Kiss Moffat's 7 rings.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, that's all I needed to say because it had been brewing in me for a little bit that like I'm being a Troy Nickerson sympathizer, and that's that.
I'm with you, Sam. The attacks on Troy Nickerson are, I mean, I understand the pressure you got to put, but at the same time, it's like, all right, come on, let's wait. Like, there were people right after the event that were, calling Troy a terrible coach for even letting this kid step on the mat. And it's like, okay, slow down. You don't know what's going on. And then
Right.
since this has gone down, like, he's obviously taken the correct steps.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
Man,
That's just where,
well, it's
I don't
over.
know, that's where I'm at. Yep.
It's over now. He's
Reese,
off the
did you
team.
have any opinions on that?
Well, I'm definitely less sympathetic than you guys, but
To Troy?
That's okay.
Detroit, yeah, but yeah,
That makes sense.
Why?
I
I would
don't
like
know.
to know why.
I just in my eyes, he didn't. I mean, did he even choose to kick him off the team? And like after this incident, would if he had to, if he didn't have to do it, would he have done it? Is what I'm wondering. And like even
Yeah.
after last year, after the Tanner Cook thing, I'm like, I don't know. Hey, he'd done it prior to that, and then what at Minnesota as well. Like,
I mean, that's the rumors that
okay,
Minnesota kicked him off the team because he was
The
dirty.
Tanner Cook thing was just
Those
like
are rumors.
crazy, dude. The Tanner Cook thing, I was like, man,
Yeah.
that's
So I don't know. You got to
don't
believe
know.
in second chances. Yeah, and like I said, Reese, you just don't know what's going on
second chances is like
behind closed
maybe
doors, right?
bad grades.
I saw
or
I
like,
saw the direct messages between Tyler Lillard's mom and Fernandez's mom, and I was
I
like,
saw that too.
okay, I think I can kind of see why this has been an issue for longer than it should have been.
Well, and that's the other thing too is like you're seeing. Actually, I have a question for you, Sam. Did you wrestle Baylor?
I did at cadet trials.
That's
Yes.
what I thought. Okay.
Yes. I can't remember. I think it was a criteria match. I think I won on criteria.
I thought that you wrestled him, and I don't.
Yeah.
That's the thing is like he didn't do anything to you in that match, did he? Not that
He
you
wrestled.
remember.
He wrestled aggressively, but that was really it. There was no. Yeah.
yanking of joints or anything like that.
No, all of my joints were intact, fortunately.
But I mean, I did see. I saw other people saying like, yeah, he had issues in youth. He had issues in high school, and
Yeah. Yeah, I beat him 9-7.
yeah. So the second chances thing,
that was a lot
I
closer than I
don't
thought.
know.
No, I remember. So I remember like my backside route for cadet trials was like pin or tech, and then a very close match, pin or a tech, very close match, like that type of back and forth thing. So,
I remember.
but yeah, that's really that. I think we should get onto the duels because there's a lot of great stuff that happened starting on. Well, the first duel after the night of the scuffle was on Wednesday. That was Purdue and Lindenwood. Not a whole lot of matches to look at there. But on Thursday, South Dakota State upset Michigan, which is probably tied for the biggest storyline of that duel with Austin Gomez making his return.
Austin Gomez making his return is cool, but they were still missing what? 3 out of 10 starters.
Yeah, so
key starters.
So who do they have at 125? I'm completely blanking.
It's going to be DeAugustino. It's supposed to be
right. Okay. Yeah, DeAugustino and then Cannon at 33. So
neither
of them wrestled.
Or Ragusin.
Or Ragusin, I guess. Lemley beating Carlson, still an upset. Probably like Carlson is
good
not
win
wrestling
for
great this year.
Good win for Lemley. Carlson is a March man. Good win for Lemley.
Yeah, I'll agree with both statements. Gomez beating Alec Martin looked good. Didn't wow me. Looked good. That's it.
Alec is tough. Shout out Kansas.
I wish. Yeah, I wish. I thought you said. You know what? Whatever.
All right. No, you're right.
Okay, that's shout
out Ohio. Also, shout out Kansas.
Yep. Swenson. I wanted to see him versus Luan. I've liked watching Swenson wrestle this year, but still a good match for him and Zach Matten. And this is the one that I was thinking about because
another Matten.
Yeah, that's. I mean, what is that? The fourth? Is that the fourth Matten?
Third.
So we've had Cole. I don't know the other ones. How many Mattens are there?
Is there a Drew Matten?
Yeah, there's Drew Matten. Was Drew my age?
I'm looking it up right now.
Dude, there's too many of them. In the meantime, while he's looking that up, I was thinking about the fact that Cam Amin would have wrestled instead of Bo Mantanona. And I mean, he probably would have had the exact same point-wise result against Tanner Cook. I don't think he's going to major him because he doesn't have, he doesn't open himself up offensively. And you don't want to do that against Tanner Cook because if you open yourself up too much, you take too many shots, you're going to get caught in the trap. So I don't think that I think people are like, man, if Michigan started all their guys, they would have won. Yeah, but I don't think it would have been. I think it would have been closer than you still would have thought.
Yeah. It still would have been a great duel.
Yeah. Like Tanner Jordan versus DeAugustino is still a good match, I think.
All right, are you ready for what I have found?
Yeah, tell me about the Mattens.
All right, there's 4 of them. Three of them have wrestled at Michigan.
Okay.
Drew, Zach, Adam, and Cole. Not in that order. Actually, I have no idea what the order is.
Who the hell is Adam?
Adam is the fourth one.
Okay, he's the youngest, right? Okay,
I don't know if he's the youngest. I have no idea. Zach could be the youngest. Cole just graduated last year. Drew
was my age then.
Drew wrestled from 18 to 22.
Yep.
Adam, let's look it up. See where he wrestled. It doesn't say Adam wrestled at Michigan. Adam Matt. Shout out.
Risha, you still with us? Your camera's frozen.
He's frozen. He's been gone for a minute.
Is he not with us?
He's gone.
Damn. We'll get him back.
I don't know. Listeners, if you know, did Adam Matt wrestle in college? If you know, let us know.
That's a great question, Ryan.
I don't think he did. I don't think he did.
I'm pretty sure he did not wrestle. If he did wrestle in college, I'm actually certain he didn't wrestle in Michigan. So.
Oh my goodness. Adam Matten is in high school. He is the youngest.
He's still in high school? God.
I'm stupid. I'm so stupid.
God, they're never ending. They're like the
dumb.
They're like the who are the Duke brothers from Colorado?
Yeah, but there were two sets of twins. That's different.
Yeah, that's even rare. That's more. It's more rare. Well, but what were their what's the last name? Fine Silvers. Yeah. And now what? Two?
Adam's the youngest. Shout out Adam Matten, future Wolverine for sure.
For sure, pretty much a lock.
He did just wrestle Gray Burnett a day ago.
Who's that?
Oh, Gray Burnett. Burnett trained his big club in Ohio.
Nah.
Gray's
shout out.
Gray's good.
Shout out Gray Burnett.
Perrysburg.
Yeah, Griffith over Cade DeVos, good win. Berge over Jaden Bullock, also another major decision. I liked that. I liked seeing that for Bennett Berge.
That was a good win for Bennett.
I mean, that was pretty much it in the duel itself. But yeah, I have a theory. I have a Tanner Cook theory. I don't know if you want to hear my theory, but I have it.
I love your theory.
And okay, so I think he's pulling back, right? In the past years, he's been going full click every single match, right? You shoot on my leg, I'm putting you on your back. It's guaranteed, right? 60% of the time it works every time. I think right now he's looking at the stock market and he's sold all of his Tanner Cook stock and he's dumping the value, right? He's putting it in the ground. So that come postseason, people have completely written off Tanner Cook. Right? And then Keegan O'Toole goes out there.
High Flyer Central, baby.
Exactly. Keegan O'Toole's like, I'm not even worried about this. Like, this kid's washed. And then Tanner Cook just hits him with doesn't get it on the first time. Doesn't get it on the first time. And Keegan's like, oh, maybe he does have it. Whatever. I can just take another shot and score on him. Hits him not with the high flyer, but a cement mixer this time and gets the pin. So that's what I see happening.
I like it.
And I hope I'm right.
I hope you're right too. Honestly, that's the world that I want to live in.
Oh, that's exactly what I want to see, and I'm going to manifest it. There was a tournament this weekend that
Franklin and Marshall.
Yeah, the Lehman Open or the Lemon Open. I think it's Lehman. There were some okay matchups. But what I was most interested to see was our national patriot Wyatt Hendrickson going out there and wrestling. I think he bonused his way to the finals and beat the Campbell heavyweight in a good match, 9-3. So good to see him back on the mat wrestling well. Happy to see that. Ryan, you're raising your hand. What's up?
No, I was raising my hand in victory for Wyatt.
Oh, okay. I could only see the sleeve, and so I was like,
"My bad." Yeah, I know.
Is it a fist?
I did go like this. You weren't watching, and then I punched up in the air.
Okay. I gotcha. Yeah, that was what I liked seeing from that tournament. Reese, you're back. Are you back? Maybe he's not back. Oh,
No, you
yeah,
are.
you're back. You're back. You're back. We're so back.
I didn't know you could just hit the refresh button.
You were gone for like
At
10 or
least
15 minutes.
At least 10 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Oh,
good.
man. Yeah, it froze on you making like this kind of face, and we never heard from you ever
We couldn't
again.
tell. On the face that you're making right now, that's the face it froze on. So we couldn't
Yeah.
tell if you were listening.
We're like, is he just
that
you know,
stoic?
is he that worried about what we're saying? He's like, oh God, I don't know if I want to speak on this subject right now. But yeah. I understand. Yeah. I'm not gonna run with that, Reese. I'm gonna maintain some diplomacy. Ryan, you're making a face. What's happening?
I was watching the Packers game, and now I have to have Sunday ticket to watch it.
Wow, that's crazy. I can give you an update.
I fucking hate this shit. It pisses me off. Yeah, what's the score?
It's Packers are winning 17-9.
Not good enough. Not good enough.
I'm looking through this list of duels from, is this Saturday? Yeah, no, from Friday. And I have to apologize to Oklahoma State, specifically to John Smith.
Were you not familiar with his game?
At this point, I gotta say I wasn't. I was for a while, and then I wrote him off. And I was like, he ain't about it anymore.
You weren't familiar with his game. That's okay,
dude. He's got some studs on that team, and they're scrapping. Teague Travis, savage.
Hey, I like his team. He's got a scrappy team. He's got a team of guys that you're like, I don't really know these names. I don't want to
wrestle that guy.
Yeah, and then you wrestle him, and you're like, oh,
I don't want to go back out there.
I'm honestly like, the Iowa Oklahoma State duel this year is gonna be a brawl.
Dude, I'm excited about that one.
Yeah, me too.
But let's look at their duel against NC State. They beat them 22-12, which is a lot of points.
Great duel.
And again, just a further continuation of the insanity at 125 pounds. Troy Spratley beats Jacob Camacho. I don't think he's our national champ anymore. But I don't know.
Who is, Sam?
Like the list of title contenders just gets bigger.
It's like week. 10 deep, bro.
Right. That's conservative. I feel like it's like 15. There's so many dudes.
I'm going to the rankings right now.
I don't know what to do with it.
I love it. Chaos.
Yeah. He beat Camacho 7-2. Fix majored Kairini.
That was a shock to me.
I am worried. Tiny Mungus is looking good.
I love it.
I do like it.
Get your ship, baby. You've been in the game for a minute. Get your ship.
Seriously.
Baby.
No kidding. Ryan Jack and Tegan Jameson had a scrap 6-4 in favor of Jack. I was kind of hoping more from Jordan Williams. I don't know what you guys think, but I mean, I just remember him always being clutch in high school, and I always felt like he was going to be kind of a bigger name collegiately. I don't know what you guys thought, but that was what I thought.
I mean, I don't know. You never know. I've in this game I've figured out that it's like what you do in high school doesn't really matter.
Doesn't matter at all. Just get yourself in a room and then figure it out from there.
What matters? Yeah, exactly. Well, and developing good habits, good training habits. Good training habits. That's what matters. You got good training habits when you go to college, you're going to succeed.
What you do on the mat in high school is not as important as what you do, in the room in college or off the mat completely in college.
Yep.
It's all about that whole lifestyle change. Teague Travis upsetting Ed Scott. We mentioned that. Isaac Olenek continuing to look good. I'm really starting to think that we should start to consider him as a title contender.
Olejnik?
Yeah.
I thought he already was. Were we not putting him in that?
I still kind of had like David Carr and Keegan O'Toole. Yeah. I don't know. He looks good. And it looks so hard to take him down.
We'll see. He'll have a match with Keegan. Keegan
Is that
Keegan looks
when is
damn
that?
near Keegan looks damn near unbeatable right now.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, who's the toughest guy he's wrestled so far?
Ruth up at 74. Yes. That is his toughest match so far.
But I'm not super impressed by that. I don't know why.
You're not super impressed with him. What he didn't he major the dude?
I don't know if he majored him. I think he was a takedown away from a major. But
okay.
Yeah.
Still, Edmund Ruth is number 3 at 74, and he was a takedown away from a major?
I don't know. Like, Edmund Ruth, I don't know if I put him at the same level as Olenek. I don't think I do.
They're comparable.
Yeah, I mean, and hey, maybe I'm not recognizing the Edmund Ruth game. Maybe I'm not. But for now, I've got Olenek up in title contention tier. And here's the thing: he doesn't need to beat Keegan O'Toole to win it. He doesn't.
Well, he might.
He might have to, but he doesn't have to beat Keegan O'Toole. It's not like Keegan O'Toole is going to be in the finals, and whoever he wrestles,
he's either going to see him in the finals or the semis. I mean, he's literally Sammy.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, you're right. Actually, you're right. Because let's say some crazy stuff happens at Big Tens, and if he wins Big Tens, then you're right. He might not have to wrestle Keegan O'Toole to win a national title.
Well,
but that's what it would take.
Yeah.
That's what I meant. I meant Big 12.
Okay.
That's what I meant.
I mean,
because all three of them will be there. All three of them will be there. If he wins,
yes, he has to beat one of them.
He would have to beat both of them. He'll have to beat both of them. He's gonna have to beat both of them.
Here's what I see. I see Keegan O'Toole being the 1 seed. Right?
O'Toole or Carr will be the 1 and 2 seed, and Olejnik will be the 3, or it'll go Carr or O'Toole at 1, Olejnik at 2. He's gonna have to see them both at Big 12s. He's not getting the 1 seed. Unless he beats them both in a duel, he's not getting the 1 seed.
You're not letting me speak my piece here, man. I'm thinking, all right, O'Toole at 1, right? And then however it has to happen, Olenek at 2, right? Ramirez at 3, yes, because his only loss so far this year is Olenek. Carr, Big Ten champ, whatever, at 4 and 5.
I just think Ramirez. He thinks Olenek's getting the 2, and Ramirez is getting the 3, and that's going to pit Keegan and Carr as the 1 and 4. So this is what he's thinking, Reese. All right. Listen. He
don't have to beat David Carr, but he doesn't have to beat Keegan O'Toole.
He's thinking he's going to beat David Carr at Big 12s and lose in the finals to Keegan O'Toole. He's going to get the 2 seed. He'll have to beat Julian to make the finals, and then
No,
because David Carr is going to beat that man.
Mitch Mesenbrink. No. He could He could lose to Keegan O'Toole as much as he wants to.
Listen, statistically, his route to winning a national title is going through both Carr and O'Toole. Statistically.
Yeah. You're right.
And not just
I mean, he's going to wrestle
and,
both of them.
And listen, not just those guys, dude. He's gonna have to go through guys like Hamidi, Caliendo, Gilcher,
Mesenbrink.
Fish, Messenbrink, Peyton Hall, Ramirez again. I mean, dude, this weight is awesome.
It's a great weight. It is a great weight. And who's the Oregon State kid? Olkin. Him too. Don't forget him.
Can we? Are we segueing? Are we segueing then? Yeah, let's segue.
Let's make our way down to the seg, huh?
My man, real quick before we seg, my man has to beat Tanner Cook. Tanner Cook.
Right. I guess I can only have one theory, huh? I guess that's the way this is working.
My man has to wrestle Tanner Cook and not get pinned.
I'll take that. Actually, well, no, but he did do it last year on the backside of nationals. So
I know.
I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, let's talk about this duel.
It's impressive to me that Oregon State was able to have 8,000 plus in attendance for a duel against, and maybe, I don't know, I haven't actually figured this out. Maybe it was because they were wrestling Penn State that they were able to get that many butts in the seats. But I mean, you got 8,000 plus people. You're assuming 90% of them are Oregon State fans because it's at Oregon State.
Yes.
How did you sell out 8,000 plus people to win one match? You won one match.
But okay.
And the fans had to know that was coming. Braden Davis looking great. Looking great.
Yeah.
And then you got the Nagao.
Also great.
Bartlett. I guess I don't know what happened at 49. Who'd they wrestle at 49?
Kasak, and he won. He beat Nash Singleton.
That's right. No, that's right. Kasak is the 49. Bartlett did have an overtime win against Belton. That was a little bit of a shocker. Yeah, that was a fun match. A shocker to me.
Haynes had a crazy close match against Crosby, 10-8.
Crosby's good.
Yeah, he's two-time JUCO champ, right?
Yes. He
for Iowa Western.
Yeah.
Look at me.
I'm sorry. South Dade product.
Yep.
So he's older. Sidebar. Crosby is older.
Crosby?
Yeah. He didn't come to JUCOs till like 3 or 4 years after he graduated high school.
Whoa. How'd that work?
I don't know. He just didn't enroll in school. And then went to Iowa Western, won 2 titles, could have won a third, could have came back and won a third title. Decided to go to Oregon State, redshirted, and now he's on his last year of eligibility for Oregon State.
Is he my age?
He might be. Look it up.
Jeez.
I just know he didn't go to Iowa Western right out of high school. He took some time.
Gotcha. So. Mesenbrink gave Matt Olgin the worst beatdown he has received.
Yeah, he's
in college.
He's 10-2, and one of those 2 is a tech fall. That's bad.
Yeah, no, but in all of college.
But in all of college,
like in his entire career. Yes, I think he had been majored a couple of times before that, and Mesenbrink teched him in less than 4 minutes.
Nice. Yep.
You're correct. But man, Mesenbrink's stock goes up after that.
Mesenbrink's stock has been up, dude. We know how good the kid is. I'm not shocked that he tech-falled Mesenbrink, or that he tech-falled Olgin. I'm not shocked.
I mean, the last time he got beat by bonus points was at Nationals in 2022 against Evan Wick.
Listen, you're talking about a pace that no one else has at this weight class, dude. Who's got a
Yeah,
pace? Who's got a pace like Mitch at this weight class? Maybe Dean Hamidi, maybe,
uh, but it's not the same.
but it's not the same. You're right.
There's no pressure with it. Not as much pressure. Yeah, I he's he. It probably doesn't work though on Carr and O'Toole, right?
I don't know. It might.
Probably doesn't work as well.
It
Would you say,
might.
Reese? Probably not. I agree. Staraki beat the crap out of Whitlake. Do you guys remember when Whitlake initially committed to
Yes.
Penn State?
Yes.
And then I remember him saying, like, in his decision to switch commitments, he's like, something about that place felt off. And like, what could you have meant by that? Or were you just saying whatever you needed to say to justify?
Sure.
Probably.
I mean, what could have been off? You went to that place fell off. I'm going to Oklahoma State.
Everything feels on there.
I mean,
Yeah.
what could have felt?
Yeah.
What could have felt off? What off because maybe they can potentially recruit above you, and you don't like that. Like that's going to happen everywhere. But
Yeah. It definitely. Yeah. I
hey,
mean,
be right back. You guys go ahead. Talk what you want to talk about. Be right back.
well, the one win that Oregon State got came as an upset. Munoz beating Truex. I don't know. I didn't really know that Oregon State has what 4, 5, 6, 7, 9 of their guys are ranked on their team. That's crazy. Yeah, yeah, but like I look as far as programs that were down for a while and then got new coaching and resurged pretty quickly. Oregon State's up there. They had during that one season they had what 3 All-Americans, right? Willits, Kaler, yeah. Um, I so Ryan was talking about why would 8,000 people come watch their team wrestle the number one team in the country, and like almost assuredly get beat down. I'm also thinking about the fact that if I'm a fan of a team, I'm not going to go to their duel against Long Island University, right? Because that's not entertaining to any degree, right? Right. And like I had a lot of conversations about this. Yeah. I talked to probably 3 or 4, maybe 5 different people about like what in the world can you do to get what I would have to imagine to be every single wrestling fan in the state of Oregon out to your arena for a duel on Friday night. That's in Friday evening, 5 p.m. What are you doing? Because Well, I'm not throwing shade. I'm saying that it's impressive because you're not working with a wrestling state. If it's Pennsylvania, if it's the state of Pennsylvania, and you're pulling in 5,000 plus people for a big duel, I'm not super shocked, right? I'm like, that's good, awesome. You should be able to do that. Oregon's not a wrestling state. They've got, I'm sure they have plenty of people in their state population wise. I don't know what the numbers are. I'm not a populist. No, but like it's taken them time to go from what they were, which was before Pat Pop, team that barely brought in any crowd, to now being their first ever sellout crowd. Right? It's taken them time. I feel like this whole like 8,000 plus people crowd kind of showed up. And maybe it's just because we haven't been paying attention out of nowhere. And I just want to know what I'm really curious about it is how did it happen? Right? What did
3, 4 years. They really
half a
weren't.
decade, dude.
No, dude. I mean, not even 5 years, half a decade, right? That's what he was saying. But I mean, even then, like, if you ask me, like, they were still good. They were still okay in 17. Like 18, 19, 20 were some of their bad years.
Yeah, I don't
But
know.
here's the deal.
I just want to
Actually,
know what's
I'm glad I came back at this point because this is part of Pendleton's job. Part of not just Pendleton, a head coach in general.
yeah,
Part of your job now is to get butts in the seats, butts in the
right,
stands. And so you put that as a head coach, you put that on your director of ops sometimes. Hey, what do we do? What do we do to market our duels better? What do we do to get more butts in the seats? Because
right,
that's what I got to do. That's part of my job now.
right. I just want to know. And you're asking the right. You're giving the right example of what kind of questions a coach should be asking, and I want to know what his answers are. I want the
Yeah,
secrets. I
I'm
want the
sure
sauce.
marketing. There's some kind of marketing in there. I don't know. What
Yeah, I
flyers
don't know.
or
I don't know if he's reaching out to all the local clubs and high schools, like, hey, get your kids out here. I don't know what they're doing, but I want to know because and I think everybody should want to know because it can only benefit your
program.
team, your program, to have more people in attendance. You can be a title contending team, but if you have 300 fans at every duel, it doesn't matter as far as monetary generation from a dual perspective. So
Maybe part of it was, hey, we need to put pressure on the number one team in the nation. We need more people. We got to
yeah,
put the pressure on.
right.
That would be my approach, I guess.
Yeah. We had a tri duel on Saturday, Northern Iowa, Wyoming, and Nebraska, and there's a couple.
Whoa!
What did we miss? Oh, Ohio State and Cornell.
No, that happened today or yesterday.
That happened 2 days. That happened on Friday. That was on Friday.
Oh, what about Iowa State and Arizona State? Was that last night
Yes,
or was that
I
Friday?
missed both those duels.
Okay.
My bad. Which one do you want to talk about first?
Iowa State, Arizona State.
Go for it. Speak your piece.
I mean, impressed with Cody Chittum. Impressed and continuing to be impressed with younger Bastida. Continuing.
Yeah.
I mean, what's going to happen? Is Gable coming back?
I don't think so. I'm going to say no. I'm saying no. I'm saying with no, and I'm sticking with it.
But what happened to him being enrolled? Was that fake news?
I feel like the one person who mentioned that was Pat Mayo.
No. There was multiple.
Right?
It was multiple sources. Multiple sources
Okay.
saying he had re-enrolled at Minnesota.
I don't know if there's a way for me to see who is currently attending Minnesota University.
No.
Then
No.
Then do we really know? Do we really know? And he hasn't wrestled. There's been no rumblings, no rumors. I feel like the one thing we've heard is that at the beginning of the season, he came into the room and said, hey, I'm going to wrestle for this team.
My whole point with all this was, like, even with Gable in, I think Younger's not a title contender, but a finalist. He could be. He's a finalist. He's in
I
that
think there's
tier.
zero shot that he would ever beat Gable Stevenson, and I think there's a small chance that he can beat Kirk.
I'm putting him in the same tier as Wyatt and Kirk. I'm putting him in there.
Yeah, I mean, it probably should be Kirk, Younger, Wyatt right now. That's probably what it should look like.
No.
That's what I'm thinking.
No.
No?
Should be
No?
Kirk, Wyatt, Younger. Should be how it is.
Younger so far this season has looked more impressive than Wyatt.
I mean, listen. What do you mean so far as Wyatt's been injured?
Exactly.
Because of a world championship, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Correct.
And has 0 losses on the season.
Yes, but
and has been recovering. Listen, Wyatt is the returning third place. Okay. Younger, coming up from 97 after not All-American, not making the podium last season.
right.
And I know he's looked good. I think he's looked great. But I'm not ready to put him above Wyatt yet.
Yeah. I don't know. And
then plus there's... Never mind. Forget it.
like if you want to go with official rankings, then yes, you're right. Younger at 3, but like power rankings wise, just based on what I'm seeing with my eyes, not the numbers, but what I'm seeing with my eyes.
You heard it here first, Wyatt.
Look, let it be fuel for the fire.
You heard it here first, Wyatt. Sammy doesn't believe in you. I do.
You mentioned Cody Chittum beating Ja'Cory Teamer. Pretty big win. And I think there's a lot of madness at 157 to discuss, so I feel like we should get into that later.
57, like 165, is a great weight class.
I agree. I do feel like you kind of skipped over Caleb Larkin pinning Zach Redding in 48 seconds.
I didn't skip over that. Caleb Larkin is him. Caleb Larkin is good. We know how good that kid is. And Zach Redding is not a... I feel weird calling him a full-size 41, but he kind of is. He's beating 49-pounders, Reese.
Yeah, that doesn't matter.
Yeah. I know. But he also wrestled 141 less than a year ago.
He's not a 49-pounder. I'm going to say he's not a 49-pounder. Caleb Larkin is probably a massive 49-pounder. Maybe not massive, but he's big. And it's not a crazy result, but what it did make me think of
is Casey
Swiderski. Yes, good question. He's hurt, I believe. But also for Arizona State, their 41-pounder last year that beat Brock Hardy. What was his name?
Oh, he's recovering too. Isagiri.
Yeah, Emilio.
They're keeping him in red shirt this year.
He's hurt?
I don't know if he's hurt. I made that up. But they are keeping him in red shirt this year.
Okay, that's okay. You know what, Arizona State? You get a pass.
Who's their 33 right now?
Clay Both.
Well,
no, it would have been Emilio would be a 41-pounder.
Who's 41 right now?
Cody Foot.
Oh, maybe he is hurt then. I have no clue.
Yeah. You heard it here first. Reese likes footy. I don't know. I mean, I honestly kind of had to take a second to process because I was like, does he like footy as a wrestler? Or does he like the name?
Or is he just a foot guy? He's just a foot guy, isn't he?
All right.
Reese likes feet.
I don't know about that. He's wrong.
I won't either, but hey, let's be honest with each other, the three of us. We've all thought about getting on that Foot Finder. We've all thought about getting on that Foot Finder app and just posting our feet pics up there for some spare change.
No, I have a wart.
You haven't thought about it, Sammy?
No, okay, wait. You're right. I have thought about the concept of doing it, but I got, you know what?
Who's got pretty feet? Tell me who's got pretty feet.
I don't know. Why don't you go look on Foot Finder and find out, Ryan?
Hey, maybe that's what people are into, Reese. Maybe they're into that shit. There's a lot of different foot fetishes out there.
Guys, I want to talk about.
You've got some long ass toes.
I want to talk about.
Sammy does too. Sammy's got chimp feet. I'm gonna say it. Chimp feet. Sammy could strangle me with his feet if he wanted to. Just wrap all the way around. Okay.
I want to talk about the best duel of the week.
Cornell,
Ohio State
Ohio
versus
State.
Cornell. It was a duel that probably would have gone to Cornell if Vito had wrestled. But you work with the cards you're dealt, right?
Yeah. Here's the deal. Cornell still had opportunities to win that duel.
Absolutely, you're not wrong.
Vince,
and you know what?
Vince, why are you getting fucked up so bad, Vince?
I got a theory. I got a theory on Cornella and what he's good against and what he sucks against. Okay, but before we even get to that,
Quit getting so fucked up, Vince.
I need to send a message out to the Cornell coaching staff. You need to sign Jacob Cardenas up for a math class right now so that he can figure out how to get a major, because it was there and you just chose not to take it.
Sorry, Jacob.
No,
sorry, Jacob.
Yeah.
You just chose not to take it.
Dude. You do that, and I have no idea what happens. You might still lose on criteria. I don't know what that looks like, but put yourself in position. You know,
push for it.
Also, Foca with a pin over Hoffman. That was awesome.
Big.
I loved that.
Big.
People are
Gavin Hoffman should be at 197 still.
Yeah. You're absolutely right about that. Hoffman is not looking great at 184. Looks like that cut is killing him.
I don't know why he did it to begin with.
Dude, I don't want to get to the end of the duel yet. I want to talk about Meyer Shapiro versus Patty Gallagher. Shapiro started fading. And I understand from Patty's perspective, go for the win. But to get Winn-Dixied and then ridden out to get tech-falled instead of giving up a decision, that's tough. That's a bad break.
That match is going to be a lot different the next time they wrestle.
And if they wrestle.
And it will, that's what I'm saying. It'll be at NCAAs. I think they're going to run into each other.
Yeah.
Match is going to be, a lot different. Because Patty's a lot better. He's a lot better than that. He makes some mistakes here to there.
Yeah, and he's definitely much better this year. I think it was like a 3-point match at CKLV. I think it was a lot closer than that. And that was kind of it. Hepner looked good against Ramirez. I didn't realize how squirrely Hepner is. I feel bad for anybody that has to go out there and wrestle Rocco Welsh. He's a scary dude. And be careful. Except for Carter Staraki. You two have fun.
I have a funny story about Rocco.
What's up?
Rocco Welsh.
Give it to me.
And one of my wrestlers.
Okay.
Matt Sarbo basically tried to fight Rocco at some PA tournament back in the day when they were both in high school and apparently at the same size. This is what happened. Rocco beat Matt in a match. They were chirping. They get off the mat. They're still chirping. And Matt fakes a punch. He likes to do this. Is Matt's thing. Matt will just come up to you and just do this right here. He'll just act like he's about to punch you. You just will, because he's a little fucker.
Right.
He did that shit to Rocco, and the tournament people kicked him out. They kicked him out. They kicked him out and his whole family, I think.
Wow.
Well, I think his uncle was going crazy too. I don't know. Well, I'll have Matt tell the story one day, but
that's crazy. I do have to correct myself. Shapiro and Patty Gallagher did not wrestle each other at.
I didn't think they did.
I thought they did at CKLV. I don't know why.
No, I didn't think they did.
No. No. Patty's losses were to Bryce Andonia and Ryder Downey. who we will get onto later. Did you guys see the clip of Nick Feldman taking down Luis Fernandez to win the match?
I haven't seen it. The only clips I've seen from that duel are of Dylan Palacio videotaping the Ohio State fans. Have you seen these videos? They're hilarious.
No, I haven't seen those either.
He's got one where it's him. It's his phone. There's a couple videos where it's someone else's videoing him. He's got one where it's his phone. It starts, it's just him, and then he kind of like pans the camera over, and you see this lady, and I can't tell what she's saying. It sounds like she's saying OHIO. I hope I got that on your video or some shit like that.
That's pretty clever.
It was clever, and then Dylan pans it back over to his face, and he exactly what Reese just did just now. He just looked down and it was just like, what the fuck?
That's funny.
That's
funny.
I know.
But I think I saw because Palacio is good friends with a kid who was on the Cornell team, Eli Beanstalk, who I saw in the crowd behind.
Dylan's best friend is Johnny DeJulius.
Right, yeah. But I feel like I saw, because Eli Beanstalk I saw in the crowd, and right next to him was a guy videotaping. He had his phone out the whole time, and I'm like, I wonder who he's sitting next to. It was probably Dylan. I didn't really think about it. But if you guys got to, if for anybody listening, you got to go look at Nick Feldman's last takedown against Luis Fernandez. Absolutely brutal for a Cornell fan to watch, but from a technical perspective, or just from watching just beautiful wrestling, it was one of the slickest shots I've ever seen a heavyweight shoot. It was amazing. I was like, damn.
What kind of shot was it? Explain it to me. Get out of your chair right now, back up, and show me.
Okay. So he was here, right?
Back up.
No. He was trying to tie up or fake a tie up to get Fernandez to reach. And once he felt that fake, I was
being serious about the visualization, Sammy. I was being dead serious.
Can't. You know what, Ryan? You're going to get a lot better of an interpretation just if you go watch the video. But I mean, he shot. It was a lefty high crotch is what it ended up being, and he doubled off to finish it. But he was on the opposite side of the body, so he had to duck underneath as he did it, and it was more of a lateral shot rather than driving through. Yeah, he swung underneath to get to it, and to be 200 plus pounds and do that, it's pretty crazy to watch. Also, Ryan, your Packers won, so
in the playoffs, baby.
There you go. Go
Pack, go.
There you go.
Good job, the Bears. The Bears.
That's tough. Sorry, Jason.
What about Tampa Bay? Are they playing right now? Did they already win?
I don't know. Let me take a look. Buccaneers. Yes, they won 9-0. Wow, what a snooze fest of a game.
Baker Mayfield into the playoffs, baby.
Right. I need you to never make that face ever again. Stop. Okay. Saturday, we had a tri-duel, a tri-meet. 3 types of meat, and they were serving up polar
Panther,
bear,
cowboy, and husker. 3 types of meat.
There you go. And there's like 2 big things. Actually, no, there's way more than that. But there's 2 things that come to my immediate mind. There is what?
I was gonna say, welcome back, Nash Hutmacher.
Awesome to see him back. We'll see how much he plays into it, right? I think he's
gonna be their guy. He'll end up.
Yeah. I think he's better than their current starter. But I'm pretty sure. What?
How old is he?
His last, I think he graduated high school in 2020. So 21, 22, 23, 24.
Okay.
This might be a redshirt junior season. I don't know.
I was just trying to guess. I mean,
his last time he wrestled was in 2020.
He can still play football next year and then declare. Because, I mean, he's a lineman, so declaring for the draft is a little bit different. But
yeah, I don't know. I don't know what that looks like for him.
He'll end up playing in the NFL. He's good enough.
Yeah, probably. I don't know anything about that, but
I don't know. There's people out there that think he's a great wrestler, but I mean, from what I heard from people in South Dakota was that he was a better football player than he was a wrestler. There are people at Nebraska that are saying that he is a better wrestler than he is a football player. So who knows?
it's a good question. I mean, he came up in this duel. They didn't really need him, but it was, good capitalization, good way to cap it off. Getting a pin over Wyoming.
I mean, you're going to put him up against Wyoming's heavyweight and not Tyrell Gordon for his first match.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But he said then he didn't wrestle Northern Iowa. They put Harley Andrews out there. I was interested in seeing him wrestle Tyrell Gordon, but plenty of other interesting things happened in this match, in this duel, and only most of it was not in favor of Nebraska. This is, I think, the second time this season that Cale Happel has beat Brock Hardy.
Did he beat him at Cliff King?
Yeah, pretty sure.
Oh, on the backside. Or for 5th and 6th, whatever.
It was somewhere in the consolation.
Yeah. Ryder Downey
beating Peyton Robb, that and Cody Chittum beating Ja'Cory Teamer. 57, like you said, is a fun weight class, and I don't know what it's going to look like at this point.
Ryder's tough, too. People kind of don't know who Ryder Downey is. Ryder's good.
I was looking at his wrestle stat earlier this morning.
Matt Sarbo wrestled him at U20s last year in the first round and was up 4-0 on him. And then Ryder got in on his leg and picked him up. And I don't even know what the move is called, but basically flat backed him. He ended up teching him 14-4, but he
flat backed him.
Picked him up in a shot, took a shot, and lifted Matt up in the air. And Matt is trying to defend, but not, I don't know. And then just, instead of cutting across and flaring a double, he was in on a high crotch and he just went whoop straight back or straight down or whatever, and Matt went straight back. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you think
picturing what I'm saying?
Ryder Downey? Yeah. Do you think Ryder Downey, off the restart, said you're about to get worked, boy, and then
that would be funny.
And did that?
That'd be funny.
Just Iowa 157s, just chirping, or no, Chittum's or Swiderski's 49, yeah. But still.
Matt has been triple crowned here in the state of Iowa. He's got beat by Ryder Downey. He's got beat by Joel Jesseroga. He's gotten beat by Casey Swiderski. It's a
tough one.
One of each. That's the triple crown right there.
Tough. Ryder Downey's losses so far this year are 2 to Ed Scott, 1 to Ja'Cory Teamer, and he lost to Patty Gallagher, who he's also beaten. So
he's got no bad losses.
He's probably in that area to contend for a spot on the podium. So
it's good.
See how his season goes. Super close duel between Nebraska and Northern Iowa. It had to come down to criteria. They were both deducted a team point. And the big swing happens at 197, where Silas Allred gets a non-controlled fall over Wyatt Volker. And it's kind of a fast one. I don't know how you guys felt about it.
Wyatt was pinned, but not when the ref called it. So if you're not in position to call the pin, don't call the pin. That's where I'm at. Reese? I'm interested to hear what you think about this. Okay. If you go find the clip, you'll see it. Wyatt is pinned at one point, but not when they called it.
So, as a ref, you can't be looking at that and as you're coming into position, you're like, oh, he could get defensively pinned. Oh, he was pinned. Pin.
Especially in a non-controlled fall.
He better
be pinned. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. That's what I was also trying to think about is if you don't have control, it probably can't be
it better be a pin.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about it. But
yeah, Northern Iowa probably should have won that.
Northern Iowa probably should have won the duel. What are you going to do, though? Stay off your back. It's the name of the game. Stay off your back.
Stay off the back. Protect your neck.
Protect the neck.
What else on Saturday?
That's pretty much it.
Yeah. There's been a couple of things happening today. I'm just looking over this Rutgers versus Penn duel. Schauber beat Kolioko. That's a good win. And Mitch Moore over. Yes. Yeah, dude.
I didn't
More
know that.
Madness 25.
Who beat him?
Over a Ryder kid? Unranked?
I hate this weight class.
Tyler Klinsky from Ryder.
What?
Yeah. So
What? I don't even know that name. I do now.
He's 7-9 so far this year.
Whoa, 7-9, and he beat Dean Peterson. Dean had to be sick. I'm chalking it up to the flu. The flu beat Dean.
I mean, he's beat Jet Strickenberger.
He had this kid has.
Yeah.
The 7-9 kid has beat Jet too.
Yes, correct. You are correct.
Jet has 1 loss on the year. It says.
No, that's not true. Jet is 8-2 this year. Both. No. Yes. He should be 8-3.
These must not be updated then.
He's lost. He went 0-2 at Midlands. He lost to Tyler Klinsky and then Ethan from North Central, a Division III school.
Yeah, I'm familiar with North Central, the Division III school. Shout out Zach Cook.
Shout out Zach. Yeah, that happened in the Rutgers duel against Ryder. Also, the halftime point. There was the Ryder 157 beat Rutgers. So Colton Washleski beat Andrew Clark 4-1, and I guess both teams were to the point. I think it was like 11-5 at halfway. Yeah, not what you normally see on the score.
That's a low score. 11-5 after 57.
Yeah,
it's a low score.
Yeah, I mean it's. What else happened? Cornell and Virginia Tech had their duel, and probably the most noteworthy thing that happened is there's a chance that we don't see Bryce Andonian for the rest of the year.
What happened in that match?
So
that
it was a weird
shocker. That would be the end of his career, wouldn't it?
Shocker. It was a weird position, and I think you're right. So he going through the whole match, they end up in a weird position. Nobody scores. They end up in another weird position, and Andoni gets on top. They go out of bounds. Shapiro does something weird, almost gets a reversal. Andoni stays on top with like a boot in on the far side, but he's falling off. So he's got a boot in on the right, and he's falling off to the left. And I think it got overextended somehow, one way or another. And something happened to Andonian's knee or his hip. No matter what I was told is that, because you couldn't see it on the camera, so I asked around, you couldn't see, or Andonian was seen walking off the mat, and he could not put any weight down on his right leg. So, or maybe his left leg.
You think it's a ACL or MCL? What do you think?
I have no idea. Yeah, I don't know.
What do you know?
Something, but here's my armchair doctor diagnosis. Something in his knee went pop, and now it hurts to walk.
Hopefully, it was his MCL then.
Yeah. To further, and that sucks. I'm hoping that he can manage to get pretty healthy for the postseason. Hopefully. Cooper Flynn beat Brett Unger. Cornella beat Tom Crook in a solid match. And so here's what I'm seeing with Vince Cornella and what I think is going on and what the trend is that I see about the people that beat him.
He's got a mental block against Jesse Mendez. He's got a mental block against Jesse Mendez.
I think it's more so about the style of offense that his opponent has, right? The guys that have beaten the crap out of him are Jesse Mendez, Anthony Echemendia. They've both done it twice, so that's not really flukish, and Tegan Jameson. All three of them have beat him, and they beat the crap out of him. And I think it's about their offense and how either sure-footed they are in their offense, or just about how intense their shots are. Something about that. Because, I mean, the Tom Crook match was 4-2, but Cornell was in control of the match the entire time. He was able to, control the hand fight, control the pace of the match, and get to his shots. And I wasn't ever worried about Cornell losing. When I was watching him wrestle Jesse Mendez, every time he got in on a shot, it looked like Cornell was just shooting in and then trying to hang on for dear life. And then every time Mendez got in on a shot, it was like, oh crap, can we get out of bounds before he finishes his shot?
Well,
that's what I felt.
It seems like he's just kind of been like, I don't want to say scared to wrestle him, because that's not the fact, but it seems that he has been something in his brain changed after Mendez kind of kicked the crap out of him in freestyle last summer.
Maybe.
No, seriously. Ever since then, the dude hasn't even been able to really come close to beating Mendez.
Yeah. I don't know. That's what I see, because like he had a match against Bo Bartlett, and
yeah,
it was super close. But Bo is not like an offensive juggernaut. He doesn't shoot a whole lot. He's very, very selective. So that's where
that's how Mendez is sometimes too. Mendez
not
isn't.
Against Cornella.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I mean. Mendez knows he's in Cornella's head, dude.
And if you have those one-on-one matchups where you're like, I know this opponent, I know the way they wrestle, I know like what this situation is.
At that level, you gotta make adjustments, or at least try. I'm not seeing any try to make any adjustments. Is my point.
Well, I mean, he went from a tech fall to a major against Mendez. That's a change.
Sure. Right? Yes. Cornella should not be getting tech falled or majored.
Maybe you're right. Luis Fernandez had another super wild match against Jimmy Mullen.
New Jersey State champs.
Yeah. So it ended out in ultimate tiebreakers. Fernandez won 6-3. The scoring went that nothing happened in the first period. Fernandez picked bottom in the second, got away. Mullen got a takedown. Maybe Mullen picked neutral in second, got a takedown. Fernandez got away. So it's 3-1 going into the third. Fernandez picks bottom, gets a reversal, and then rides him out to send it into overtime. And then in sudden victory in the first 2 minutes, there was a takedown. Between both of them, they both were in position to get takedowns. They both had takedowns as far as I could tell. This ref, and you could definitely see it at 157, was scared to make calls. And I understand kind of waiting a little bit at 157 because the position is going to change 30 different times in 5 seconds.
Where was the duel at?
Cornell.
Okay.
But there was, and it was like crazy wild scrambling that you don't really see at heavyweight. It goes into the right outs. Fernandez picks bottom, gets ridden out, but also Mullen gives up a stall call, which takes, a fraction of a second off the clock. So it's less than 30 seconds of riding time. So he's got 29 and change of riding time. He picks neutral because he's like, Fernandez is good on top. If he rides me out, he wins. If I get away, he could still take me down and beat me. Right. So let me just pick neutral. And Fernandez takes kind of a clean shot with about 10 seconds left and gets the right out and wins 6-3. So crazy match. Fun stuff. And Cornell won that duel 24-13 off of the back of a injury default at 157. So
what's wrong with Katka then?
I think Mullen might have won the spot.
Mullen's the man.
I don't know, because I don't know if he's. I don't know.
Could be. Maybe they're testing the waters.
Is he?
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask.
Is this one of his matches? Is he in red shirt? I don't know either.
Was Reese still with us? Oh, there he
is. Is he a true freshman?
No, it's freshman. Well, I mean,
Like you cannot have wrestled your true freshman year and then be in redshirt the next year and do this.
yeah,
This is only for
yes,
your first year of
yeah,
college.
yes.
But I cannot remember if this is his first year of college or not.
He redshirted. He redshirted for football this year. I know that. So
Why can't I find him on WrestleStat? No, this is his very first year. And he was like not on the radar in high school last year. I don't know what the deal was. So, but I mean, he's got a pretty solid resume this year. His only losses have been to teammate Hunter Katka, Isaac Trumbull, and now Luis Fernandez. So
he's
not a bad year.
He's lost to Katka.
Yep, that was at the Keystone Classic. But if he's getting better results against opponents, then I don't know. Fernandez has beaten both of them now, so they're kind of. I mean, it's probably a negligible difference, and they're just having Mullen out there getting matches.
Could be.
That's what I'm thinking.
Jimmy's good.
That's my guess. Because Katka's already wrestled Fernandez, so they're thinking, let's try Jimmy.
I'm ready for Ben Keeter. Give me some Ben Keeter.
Dude, yeah. So is this going to become a regular thing? Because this is 3 guys now in this season. We got Nash Hutmacher, Ben Keeter, and Jimmy Mullen, who are all football guys that are also wrestling.
Nash was never planning on coming out for wrestling. He just decided.
Right. But like this is my thing though, is that we're just seeing this a bunch now. What's causing it, right?
NLI?
Maybe.
More money.
Maybe. There are 2 other things that I was thinking about talking about. We have the Zagreb coming up.
Yeah, Jimmy Mullen was a freshman. It says freshman on his football roster too, so he could definitely still redshirt this year.
Yeah, I'm guessing he's going to redshirt. We could talk about the Zagreb, or we could talk about Bo Nickal's upcoming UFC fight and why I think it's a terrible fight.
Who's he fighting? I don't even know who they announced.
Crap. This is not the time for me to be spacing out on names, but that's exactly what's happening. He is fighting. Come on, internet. Give me. Cody Brundage, who's 10-5, and not great. He's not very good. I think, like, just give him like a tough. He hasn't had a match where it's like, I don't know if he's going to be able to beat the crap out of this guy or not. I don't know if this match is going to last more than 30 seconds or not.
10-5.
Give me one where like
10-5. What are his 5 losses?
One of them is to a guy that trains down here who doesn't know how to wrestle. Yeah. Yeah. Which so I think his last. Why can't I like look this guy up? His last 2 fights, I think he's won. Fight record, but still, give Bo Nickel
top 15 guy. Give him a top 15 guy.
Sure, give him that. Yeah, he's won his last 2 fights, but they've been against Zach Reese, who I don't know, and Jacob Malkoon. Like, can we give Bo Nickel?
It's the UFC, dude. They're gonna play the long game with Bo. They want Bo to be a star. They want him to be a star for a long time because he's gonna make them a lot of money.
Yeah. Okay.
So they're gonna play the long game with him, dude.
Well, if you bet Cody Brundage to beat Bo Nickel, you're either really lucky or an idiot. So
I always bet against Bo Nickel just in case. Sorry, Bo.
What do you bet? Like 5 cents?
$5. Yeah, $5. Like just in case.
And then you're set for life after that.
I mean, I got a couple couple $1,000 in my pocket after that.
Dude, that's stupid.
Listen, if Bo's going to lose, I don't want to be that sad about it. I'll be sad for a little while, but I'll be a little bit
You can
happier with some cash in my pocket.
wipe your tears with some Benjamins.
Exactly.
I understand.
I don't just do that for Bo either. I do that for just about anyone. The fact that I didn't put any money on the Chicago Bears today was kind of incredible.
That's an interesting. So you're either sad about the result and happy about the money you've made, or happy about the result and you don't care about the $5 you lost.
I pay, yeah, exactly. I'm like, I'm going to put a little bit of money in here. Well, Reese knows I have a superpower. Sometimes I'll spend more money just because, like, for example, what game was that, Reese? I'm thinking of right now. He's gone.
Yeah, Reese, what game was that?
Chief.
Come on, Reese.
Was it the K-State game where I needed K-State to score one more time?
Probably.
Or something like that. I don't know. Sometimes it doesn't work out for me like that. But I put like $10 down on K-State to do something, and then they were like a yard short of doing what I needed them to do, and then they still beat KU too. I was pissed.
Right. Oh no. So the Zagreb Zagreb Open is starting on the 10th, so starting in 3 days. And Jordan Burroughs
he backed out.
Was entered, but he backed out.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, I don't care. I don't care anymore. I'm out,
dude. But there's still some interesting matchups.
Like what?
I want to see how this Georgios, how this Greek does against like Quincy Monday and Jason Nolf. I want to see that. I want to see how Tavanyan does against Yanni and McKenna and Garrett. And also Destrabats is in there too. And Amuzad is in there. I mean, 65 is a lot of fun. Sebastian Rivera is also in the list.
Say it, Reese. Say it. Say it, Reese.
Don't you fucking dare.
Say it, Reese. Who cares? I knew you were. That's why I was trying. I was like, no, Reese, no, say it. Say it. Who cares?
How is Marsteller going to fare up at 86 kilos? Yeah, about that one. Who cares? Maybe a little bit. Probably a lot, actually. Zahid at 86 doesn't really matter. It's David Taylor's weight.
If I was Zahid, I'd be getting huge and trying to take out Kyle Snyder. That's what I'd be doing.
That's insanity. That's crazy. Why? That's crazy talk.
Why? The kid literally gets better the bigger he gets. He gets better. That's Zahid Valencia.
Competition changes. It's not him. He stays the same as the competition that changes.
Listen, he should get strong as hell and try to take out Kyle Snyder. He's got a better shot than taking out David Taylor. Yes or no?
Yeah, I agree. Oh. No!
Enlighten me.
He's too big, dude.
How?
Yeah.
What do you mean? I'm picking David Taylor in that match. All right, you give me David Taylor. Give me David Taylor. I'll pick David Taylor all day in that match. That's my point. I'd rather go try to beat Kyle Snyder than David Taylor. I just watched Kyle Snyder get chest right. That's what, Reese. That was my whole point. Since the World Championship last year, you should be in the weight room, Zahid. Just get in huge.
Zahid don't raise no weights. He just raises the roof.
What does his age have to do with it, Reese?
The weight room ain't for you at 27.
Shut up. You can do that.
Yep.
People have done that.
Maybe if he was Kyle Dake and he was
How
getting younger
old
every
was
day.
David Taylor when he decided to make the move up?
24.
20? Nah. Wasn't he older? He was older than that. Huh? Zahid doesn't have the frame for 97? Listen, Zahid can get big enough to wrestle 97. 100%. He's got it in his blood. He can do it. Okay? So, if you know you can get big enough for the weight class, where are you going to go, Reese? Are you going to go against David Taylor or Kyle Snyder? He knows
Why are you
it.
talking about his blood like that?
He knows it. He knows it. He knows it. Listen, this is Zahid. Zahid wants to beat David Taylor. Okay, he's not worried about what's his easier path. If he was worried about that, he'd be wrestling for Mexico.
Yeah. So you know what, Ryan? All your suggestions just foolish. So shut your mouth.
No, not foolish.
Wouldn't you want to beat David Taylor?
Sure, I'm just saying, if you want to make a team for America, you better go try out against Kyle Snyder.
There's going to be one name up there on that board that says that you can say next to it, usurped David Taylor. And don't you want that to be yours and not Aaron Brooks?
Aaron Brooks should be going up. Aaron Brooks should be going up to 97 kilograms.
No.
They all should be. They all should be. They literally all should be trying to take out Kyle Snyder and not David Taylor.
97 kilos is such a pain in the butt weight.
And wrestling way better. And wrestling way better than Kyle Snyder. And wrestling way better than Kyle Snyder. By the way. Listen, how good would what's his name be? Yazdani. How good would Yazdani be without David Taylor? If there's no David Taylor, then that's how good Yazdani is, right?
Let's take all his money, his medals, and give it to Yazdani.
That's what I'm saying. David Taylor is the pound for pound king. Pound for pound at 33.
Yeah, but
no. Do you think so?
I think so.
Okay. But if he wanted to, Reese, yeah, you're right. He probably wants to be done, but if he wanted to continue, he could do another fucking cycle and no one would even touch him. No one would touch him. So this is my point with Zahid. Who do you got a better shot at beating? You know who looks way more vulnerable right now than David Taylor?
Thomas Gilman.
Everyone in the nation. Kyle Snyder.
Cut that leg off, Zahid. Get down to 57. You don't need it. You just need those 7-foot long arms.
97's your weight, Zahid. Do it.
Zahid, do what you want. Exactly. You know what, Reese? You and I, we're right there.
I want Zahid to represent.
Heavyweight's going to be a good one. We got Masumi, Zare, Mason Paris, Gino Petriashvili, and a one Yusuf Hamida.
What have the matches looked like between Zar and Masumi?
I don't know if I've ever seen any of those matches before.
We have no results whatsoever. They have to have had to wrestle off. Like, no way there's not a wrestle off.
I don't know. Let me see if I can. I can think of the one at Poland last year at 57 kilos. That's it, though.
Iranian, like, one that would matter, where basically whoever your heavyweight is, like, has a great shot at being the champ. Is that what you mean? No, I don't know. Not off the top of my head.
Where you have two really good guys at the same weight?
Or Zahid. I'm sorry. Yazdani and 15, who was the Iranian at 66 kilograms. I bet they
in 2015.
I bet they
No
wrestled.
idea.
I bet they wrestled. I bet they wrestled off. I bet they wrestled off a little bit. All right, I know. I guess my point was I bet it happened at a tournament and we just didn't see it when his daddy was at 66 kilograms before he moved up. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm watching right now. I'm watching Zagreb versus Masumi. This is from July 10th, 2022. And I can't understand anything I see on the screen because it is in their language.
Arabic?
Dude, I don't know. I'm not gonna.
Farsi?
Yeah. I don't want to. But immediately right off the bat, Masumi got to step out. So.
Well, that is the one thing that I'm worried about that match happening or seeing it.
Yeah.
Is there just going to be a push out fest? Are these two motherfuckers just going to try to push each other out?
Well, it's, I think, 9-1 now that I have zoomed through the match, and Zare has not given up a point since that first step out.
Oh.
So kind of telling you exactly what we're going to see. Oh, he's got an underhook, and what is he doing? He's driving him to the out of bounds line. Oh, and he steps out. So there it is. That's probably exactly what happened that entire match. Or it's a really good match and leading us astray. I don't know. Yeah, this is a Zagreb will be great. Yeah, Ghasempour and Snyder, another matchup between those two.
Whoa.
What?
Ghasempour, doesn't he have someone that's pretty good at his weight?
The one guy who keeps Azar Pira, right? Or am I thinking of a different name? Who's the guy that keeps getting so close to beating Kyle Snyder?
I'm talking about Ghasempour.
Golage.
Ghasempour.
Yeah, Ghasempour wrestling Golage.
Okay, that's who it is.
I mean, that dude.
That's still Masumi and Zara has to be, what, to Reese's point, has to be the biggest Iranian versus Iranian match to happen in a long time.
Yeah. That's a good point. I don't know why they're wrestling the non-Olympic weights at the Zagreb. At 92 kilos, it's Schultz,
cool.
Lujan, and Jackson, and then 4 foreigners. Why not, right?
Are they doing world championships for non-Olympic weights this year?
Maybe not.
Maybe
if they are,
maybe I'll cut down.
Joey Lavallee and Evan Wick are ready for 79.
Maybe I'll cut down to 70 kilograms.
Where are you at right now, Ryan?
Come out of retirement.
I'm going to hold you to it now. I'm holding you to it. What are you at right now?
I don't know. Honestly, I have no idea. I'm going to guess.
Is it a 1?
I'm going to guess it's a 1. Right
Yeah.
here. This one. Okay. And the next number is either an 8 or a 7. Don't know. It's around there, though.
Yeah. I gotcha. Yeah.
175 to between 180, around there, roughly. Just nothing but fat. I'm just fat. Just a fat man right now.
Look, man. Everybody has their time in life. Gilman and Richards might wrestle again, which would be good. Or the German Horstlier will.
Yeah, Reese. I was waiting for that. I was waiting for Reese to be like, "Hey, I'm trying to go work out. Let's done."
All right, wrapping it up. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for listening. If you've managed to listen almost 2 hours into this podcast, do all the things you do for the podcast. Follow it, like it, review it, share it, subscribe it, whatever it is. Thank you. Goodbye.